At 16,000 feet above California, airline pilots began reporting something that sounded impossible. There was a man in the sky. In 1982, Larry Walters had a dream that was simple enough: he wanted to fly. But Larry wasn't a pilot. So instead of an airplane, he came up with an idea that sounded almost ridiculous. An ordinary aluminum lawn chair, and 42 large helium-filled weather balloons. On July 2, 1982, in San Pedro, California, Larry prepared his craft. The plan was to rise a few hundred feet, enjoy the view, and gently descend. But the restraints couldn't hold the upward force. When the tether gave way, Larry didn't gently float upward. He shot into the sky. Higher and higher he went. The houses below became tiny dots. The streets disappeared into the distance. Eventually, he reached 16,000 feet. That's over 3 miles up, floating in freezing temperatures, equipped with a pellet gun, a radio, and a few jugs of water. And that was when the joke became a serious problem. Larry had drifted straight into controlled airspace near Los Angeles International Airport. Larry now had to get down. His plan was to use a pellet gun to pop balloons one by one. But controlling a homemade balloon craft at that altitude was far harder than he had imagined. The air was thin, the wind took him wherever it wanted, but slowly, the chair began to drop. After 45 minutes in the air, he neared the ground with no way to steer, drifting directly into power lines. The balloon lines tangled in the wires, blacking out a local neighborhood. The flight was finally over. Miraculously, Larry survived uninjured. The Federal Aviation Administration charged him with aviation violations, including operating an uncertified aircraft. But Larry had accomplished something very few could ever claim. He had actually flown. Not in a plane. Not in a helicopter. In a lawn chair. The chair itself now sits in the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum. Larry had figured out how to go up, the hard part was figuring out how to come back down. This was the story of Lawnchair Larry. True, somehow.